lights are out and you stumble in the dark. You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds. And when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me.
Good evening, race fans. Welcome to Sim Racing Media for the Elite Cup Series Humanities 101 Foundation 220 here at Michigan International Speedway. I'm your host tonight, Joe Manella. Joined with me is Gary Wells, and we got just a few minutes here while we got some qualifying going on. But Gary, you know, this is our first stream together. I'm not sure if any of the viewers that are usually here on Saturday night are used to hearing your voice. So let them hear you, man. What's going on? What are you feelings for tonight, and what are you feelings about coming on with Sim Racing Media here?
Well, I'll tell you what. This is my I guess third race with y'all now. But yeah, I'm really excited for this next gen car at Michigan. I think it's going to be a good time here. I expect some chaos, just with as we talked about off air, with how close these cars run together. But I'm really looking forward to a great race, and I think these guys are going to put on a heck of a show tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. And speaking of the show, we are here. Hold on, let me just mute that chat real quick.
Thank you.
Oops.
Got to do that. So we are here, 220 miles, which is going to accumulate to about 110 laps. There will be no stages tonight. 5 additional tire sets. Dang it. 5 additional tire sets, 3 green-white checkers. Fuel window is going to be about 80%. 110 laps. 220 miles here. The Boughton Enterprises LLC. Humanities 101 Foundation 220s. We just take a quick look at some of the drivers that are still left on the track qualifying. We're looking at Christopher Howell right now. Ran a 38.36. I don't know if he'll be able to improve on that this time around, but as it stands, he'll be starting probably about mid-pack. And I think he's the last driver that's got to qualify, Gary, so we should be getting ready to grid up and get the starting lineup here soon.
Yeah, looks like from what I could see, he's going to be on that 7th spot there. So decent little effort there for Chris tonight. Last week he had an unfortunate accident coming out of turn 2 at Indianapolis during pit stops, kind of hit the grass and spun, but hopefully a better race for him tonight. And really, Joe, I think there's going to be 3 keys to this race tonight. Surviving turn 2. I mean, as you know, as we've seen here in the past at Michigan, it's really tied up off of turn 2. It really narrows out down there. So I think if you can get through there, track position is going to be key, as we've seen here at Michigan in the past. Clean area is king around here. And then lastly, racing the track and getting yourself to that last pit stop for that last run of probably 30 or 40 laps, as these guys will have here toward the end of this race. I think if you could do those 3 things, keep the fenders on it, and get yourself into the top 5, you're going to have a shot to win this thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Michigan's one of those unique tracks that's, kind of a intermediate / super speedway track, because, you're drafting on the front stretch, you're drafting down the back stretch, and you've got to maintain speed and pace and control of the car through the corners, which makes it a whole lot of difficult, especially with how wide the track is. And it's going to widen out. You're going to see cars, more than likely 2-3 wide staggered almost every corner we go into. So it's going to be an interesting race here. 110 laps, I believe. Cars should be starting to get gridded up any second now. Grid time is 9:15. Trying to get my camera to work, but nothing is doing anything because nobody's gridded yet. So we're just going to have to wait until they get gridded.
Yeah, probably going to happen here in the next 10 seconds.
Yeah, I love the timing of iRacing. It's it says 0 seconds, and then it'll switch back and give you another 10 seconds, and then when those 10 seconds are done, it'll give you another 10 seconds. And but here we go. Looks like we're starting to get gridded up right now. Cars are now getting on pit road. Got the number 20 right there, Randy Meeks, just hanging out, eating his hot Cheetos, and some of the pace schemes that these guys run is, man, it's comical. It's,
unique?
I mean, it's, yeah, unique.
Yes.
Yes, that's the word I was looking for. I love to see it though, right? I love to see all the weird, left field ones. I mean, not like Cheetos is really out left field, but I've seen some real out in left field ones. But let's see how many cars we got left to grid up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6, 7. If we can get everybody gridded up, I'd like to just go ahead and do the starting lineup, but we're going to wait till everybody starts rolling. But not a unfamiliar face on the front row right now, as you see Tristan Manley lining up on the outside pole. And with that being said, We're going to go ahead and take a look at our starting lineup. Starting on the pole, it's going to be Kent Mueller in the number 8 Toyota. And who's outside is going to be Tristan Bailey in that number 9 Chevrolet. Row number 2 is going to be Dwayne Furtick in the number 51 and Tyler Burton in the number 06. Row number 3 is going to be John Osborne in the G-Shock number 11 Chevrolet Camaro and Randy Meeks in the Cheetos number 20 Chevrolet Camaro. Row number 4 is going to be Christopher Howell in the number 1 Jockey Machine, followed by Adam Boughton in the number 94. Row number 5 is going to be Evan Marlowe and Anthony Ludi. Row number 6 is going to be Ryan McCall and Christopher Roth. Row number 7, Doug Denise and Robert Roth. Row number 8 is going to be Brian King and Michael Carter. Row number 9 is going to be Gary Nash and Pete Walsh. Row number 10, Douglas King, Ethan Brooks. Row number 11, there is no row number 11.
Number 11.
Bueller.
20 cars, 10 rows.
Yeah, that's right. You know, we're not mathematicians here. We're race car drivers and race car announcers, so. But yeah, no surprise to see Tristan Bailey up front. He is currently the points leader. Yeah, we'll see what happens here. Pace cars off. And we are getting ready to go green here at Michigan International Speedway in the Elite Cup Series. NextGen Cars, Humanities 101 Foundation 220. Tristan Bailey get the jump on the number 8 of Kent Mueller. As you see the whole field coming out of turn number 2.
Yeah, a lot of side-by-side racing through those first couple of corners. I figured they'd be a little bit more fanned out and all over this racetrack, but showing so far that bottom lane seems to be the pretty dominant line so far.
Yeah, these these guys at Elite Cup Series, they're Elite Cup Racing Series, they're very disciplined. I've never really seen anybody do something that's so egregious or unnecessary, or anybody would consider a move that is probably not so popular. So I'm looking to see some clean racing out of a lot of these guys tonight.
Yeah, I noticed that last week at Indianapolis, but I mean, Indy with just being a one-groove racetrack, it's kind of hard to judge how a league races off of one particular racetrack. But yeah, I mean, here tonight at Michigan so far, everybody's just kind of been minding their P's and Q's, and like we talked about off air, just the first few laps here as you get settled in is just definitely racing the racetrack.
Yeah, as we see Kent Mueller falling back about 6 positions. Let's go on board here with Kent Mueller as we ride on board. Falling back to about 7th right now, so I wonder if that's just maybe just a strategy thing, or if Kent's just still got to get something figured out for the long run. But nevertheless, we will race on. Now, if you see some of these drivers highlighted in red, that is because we are in the in-season Eliminator Challenge. We are currently 8 races into that chase. If we take a look at your screen right now, Tristan Bailey, Doug Denise, Adam Boughton, and Tyler Burton are your 4 remaining drivers left in this series, with Kent Mueller being eliminated after last week's race at Indianapolis. So those drivers right there are all competing for a chance to get 3 additional
bonus points
for the championship.
Make the top 12. Yeah.
Yes. And speaking of the top 12. We'll take a quick look at our championship standings right here. You can see it on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Tristan Bailey, 53 points ahead of Adam Boughton with 915 points. Currently, Tristan Bailey's got 6 wins on the season, so dominant performance by Tristan Bailey. But, you know, once we get into the chase, you know, the points are going to reset, and you know, these guys won't be so far away from each other, and it's pretty much going to be anybody's game at that point.
Yeah, it definitely will. It's going to really level out that playing field. But what I wanted to see was the cut line there. 10th through 12th, they're only separated by 10 points, and then it's about, I think, a 40-something point, 30-something point gap there between Aaron and Pete. And as of right now, Aaron's got a pretty comfortable lead there to be able to make that top 12.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've got 10th, 11th, and 12th all tied. So the question is, who's going to get the advantage this week?
And really, from here on out, you've got to be able to put perfect or near perfect races together. It's all about executing your day and maximizing as much as you can, and especially in these next-gen cars with how close everybody is these days.
Yeah, as we see, these guys are single-filed now. Single-filed out now, but still, you can see that. I mean, there's less than half a car length between every single one of these cars, so not much wiggle room at all for any of these drivers.
And really, when they get down to the corner, Joe, they're trying to find all the clean air that they can. So we'll see them file out from yellow line to outside wall, you know, in these corners, just to make sure they've got enough clean air and enough downforce to get to the corner. But then, you know, basically right back to single file as soon as they get to the straightaway again.
Yeah, absolutely. As we take a look here at the number 95 of Anthony Ludi here in the Robin Hood Toyota Camry, sitting right behind our pole sitter, Kent Mueller. He's got the number 21 of Evan Marlowe up underneath him. And you can see these guys are kind of staggering out, trying to find some clean air. Evan Marlowe, unfortunately, getting the short end of that stick right now, just getting all that dirty air from the 3 cars that were in front of him. But
yeah, and on the straightaway, that's okay. I mean, this is one of the fastest racetracks, if not the fastest track we go to. I saw Ludi got to like 202 going down into turn 3 this past time. And with all these cars together, this is going to be the fastest that they run all day.
Yeah, and speaking of fast, Tristan Bailey, he's been one of, if not the fastest drivers consistently every week. And, you know, you can see, I mean, you know, we're a drafting style track, so, you know, he's not really going to be able to build, you know, commanding leads like he's done in races in the past where he's, you know, gotten out to 3 and 4 second leads. So I'm curious to see, you know, how this race ends up playing out, you know, as we come across the line for lap number 11. So we've got about 99 laps to go, so it's still anybody's race, especially with Tristan Bailey, followed very closely by Tyler Burton, who's also fighting for that spot to move on to next week in the in-season Eliminator Challenge.
I was looking at some stats before this race today, and Tristan, he's now led over 1,000 laps. I believe that put him up to 1,001 leading the first 10 laps this race here tonight. So he has been on a tear, as people would say, to start the season so far.
Yeah, and you know, one of the things that we like to say here on Sim Racing Media is Tristan Bailey is doing what Tristan Bailey does, and yeah, we can see Robert Roth getting up to about 200 miles an hour right before the entry to turn number 1. And if y'all can forgive me for just 1 second, I need to change my audio setting. There we go. I had it set for when I was racing to muffle the sound, but, you know, the viewers, we want to hear the cars.
That's right.
But on board here with Robert Ross sitting here in 9th, sitting behind the pole sitter of Kent Mueller in a number 8 machine, and not much separation between any of these drivers. Greg, you can go ahead. Sorry, Gary, you can go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, you're fine. I was just getting ready to make a comment of Roth there, just struggling to get through the corner the last time by. That just shows dirty air, and that nose was just wanting to push up the racetrack and just had to get out of that throttle a little bit more than what he wanted to. But I think that's what we're going to see a lot of these guys struggle with as we get further and further onto this run, because they go about 30-ish laps, maybe a little bit longer on a tank of fuel here tonight, with there only being 80% fuel in the tank. So they're going to have to make a couple of stops, probably 3. But yeah, we're as you can see, the migration towards the top is already starting with a lot of these mid-pack guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially, this the dirty airs, man. It's something that it can help you or it can hurt you, right? If you can use it to your advantage and throw some dirty air on the guy behind you, but if you get stuck and somebody does that to you, or you just can't find any clean air because of how many people are searching for grip and air. It can really just be a recipe for disaster, and especially these drafting style tracks, you lose your momentum. It's going to take you a while to get it back as you look out your passenger side door and just watch all these cars just fly right by you.
Well, and one thing that we'll have to watch out for too is if you can punch the bubble between the car in front of you, you can actually take a lot of air off their diffuser and off their spoiler, which will make their car very loose. And that's one way that you can pass a guy. Is it ethical? No. Is it legal? Yes.
Absolutely.
But I think that's how one of these guys is probably going to have to take a victory tonight, is just by taking the air off that spoiler late in this race.
Yep, and you can see the number 94, Boughton, getting almost close enough to Tyler Boughton to take that
there it
air
goes.
off. So,
there he goes. Chain reaction. We have a crash.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go back and look at that. I was just talking, we're just talking about taking the air off of somebody, and I think Adam Boughton just got a little bit.
He hurt us.
Yeah, he got a little. You'd have think it'd been the opposite, right? You'd have think that Tyler Burton would have spun out, but let's go back here and take a look at what happened here.
Well, there's definitely contact between that 20 and that 11. I'm just not sure. I think they were all reacting to probably Adam getting sideways, I would imagine, but.
Yeah, let's see. Let's back that up. We're looking at John Osborne right now. See Boughton getting a little bit squirrely. You see,
he just reacted to Boughton in front of him. Yep.
And let's see if we can slow that down a quarter pace, and then he just gets up into Randy Meeks. Christopher Howell, nowhere to go. Kent Mueller skating by. Oh, Christopher Howell looks like he got around it scot-free. And
and that A-post flap there for John just kind of saved him there a little bit. Flapping up in the air like that. But that's just one of those things. This next-gen car is just so twitchy. And just one of them things. You react to somebody getting sideways, you think you're trying to get out of the way, and the car just, next thing you know, the car is just doing a complete loop on you.
Yeah, it looks, unfortunately, it looks like Randy Meeks is the only one that really comes away with a ton of damage off of that.
Yeah, it looks like the 11 and the 88 might have made some contact there, as they were both kind of synchronized spinning there, if you will.
Let's see. Let's take a look at the 11. They're all scrolling by so fast because they're all changing positions. There's the 11. All right, so we'll look at the chase. We'll look at the front of his car, the rear of his car. A little bit of left front, a little bit of right front damage. Not too horrible.
I mean, you see the iRacing damage model at work, knocking that fender right back out.
Yeah.
And Michigan, there's a lot of time here for you to sit on pit road for a few seconds and get most, if not all, of your damage repaired.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I mean, this is Michigan. We're gonna have a few more cautions here. I mean, although the guys here at Elite Cup Racing, they do a really good job racing clean. And then the only cautions we've really had are just racing incidents like what we've seen. Never really anything egregious. So, but I'm anticipating at least one or two more. These guys will get their damage fixed, and
yeah, because they only had one caution last week at Indianapolis. So I mean, they really do keep it clean. And I mean, I've watched your Chicago broadcast from a few weeks back, and again there. I mean, they probably only have like 2 cautions the whole night. So
yeah,
these guys do race very clean.
Yeah, imagine a 234 lap race with only 2 cautions.
Yeah, that was I had to skip some of it.
As we take a quick look at our 10-car lineup here, Tristan Bailey, Tyler Burton, Dwayne Furtick, Kent Mueller, Adam Boughton, Michael Carter, Evan Marlowe, Christopher Howell, Anthony Ludi, and Robert Roth going to be your top 10 drivers on this restart. Pace car lights are off, and we will be going green at the stripe.
I will say that that chrome on that 9 car is shocking.
Yeah. I really like the chrome on the numbers, but for some reason, every time I try and do it on my car, it looks horrible. I don't know if it's just the way.
Yeah. Same. I don't know if it's just the number color that I'm picking on the side of the car or what, but it does not look good.
All right, we're going to get a front line look at Barney right here as he gets ready to drop the green flag. Tristan Bailey on the button in the restart zone, and we are green again. Tristan Bailey getting an awesome jump, but Tyler Burton not letting him get too far away from him. If I am correct, I am correct. Tristan Bailey, Tyler Burton are teammates at Aeon's Motorsport, so I don't expect any festivities going on between both of them. So
yeah, and I'm sure Tristan was giving him a countdown there on that restart. But I would imagine those countdowns are going to be few and far between as we get further on into this race.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I had an incident, unfortunately, yesterday in another league race. Me and my teammate, we were teammates until the final lap, and I went high to go around him, and then, tried to block the guy that was trying to go around me, and I got into him a little bit. But yeah, teammates, they'll be teammates until the final lap. But
that's right.
Let's take a look back here at Ethan Brooks, the number 23 Fat Max Chevrolet.
Love that.
That's one of those, and that's so weird because that looks like looks like the Food Line logo on the side of his car.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. But I think that's a bear. I don't think that's a lion, but it looks similar.
It does.
At a glance.
It does. Might be some copyright infringement going on there. But you could you could see how much ground that Ethan Brooks gained on Pete Walsh just coming out of that corner. That's just one of those things that the draft just does, as we see some of these guys 3 wide right there coming out of turn 4. The 40 to 95 and the 90.
And the 90 giving that 95 a big push down that front straightaway.
Yeah, that's going to be Ryan McCall, another one of the Aeons guys. We'll go on board with Ryan McCall right now.
Yeah, and he was part of a photo finish last week for 8th place, I believe it was. It was right down to the fender. You would have thought it was the 03 Darlington race between Wicked Craven and Kurt Busch. Those guys were beating and banging all the way from turn 4 all the way to the yard of bricks.
Yeah, whether it's whether it's at the front of the pack or in the back of the pack, every position counts. Some people will disagree with me, but hey, It's racing.
Every position awards points.
Exactly.
Gotta get as many points as you can.
As you can see, Ryan McCall kind of stuck in some dirty air right there, in line with the number 95 at Anthony Ludi, but he's able to make it work. You know, it goes back to talking about dirty air. You can see this guy starting to fan out. You get the 31 going low. The 95 looks like he's searching for air between the two cars in front of him, which then gives some dirty air to Ryan McCall in number 90. So there's an art to it, right? You can't see the air, but you can feel it, right? You know, it takes me back to the Dale Earnhardt days.
Yes.
when he would do his infamous crossover moves, and it's like he was the only one, I think, that could actually see the air. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, that's why he had that open face helmet. I think it's because, and why he had that mustache. I mean, he just, he used it to his advantage when he got to Daytona and Talladega, and when he got up on cars, you could feel the wind change.
Yeah.
On his face, and I guess that's pretty much seeing the air, right, or at least feeling it. So yeah, him and Junior, of course, later on down the line, but definitely Dale was one of the best at these bigger racetracks when he went to like Michigan, Pocono, Daytona, Talladega. I mean, he just had a knack for it.
Yeah, that's a good point. Never really thought about it that way.
But yeah, one of the things that we'll constantly see all night when these guys are in dirty air, and as we go on to these onboard cameras later on down the line, a lot of these guys are going to be feathering that throttle because they're not sure when to get back into it. But one of the main keys that I've noticed just from button seat time in these cars, if you can get to the left of a guy as far as in the corner, and you could get that left front fender just a little bit of daylight, it's going to help that car turn enormously better. If you try to go to the right, it doesn't really work. It's just something with the draft model, I think, on iRacing in particular with the dirty air. If you try to go right of a guy, you can't go just a little headlight. You have to get at least a full car width, maybe a car width and a half to find clean air if you go into the right. But if you go into the left, all you need is just your left front fender, and that will just help make your car turn just a little bit more.
Yeah, it's so unique about how that works, right? I try and get just where the blinker light would be on the actual headlights is what I try and get right up underneath somebody's bumper to get the clean air. But when you try and go high, having to get so high, it's makes it so much more difficult. But I mean, it's what we have to deal with.
Yeah, I'm one of those where I prefer running on the bottom of the racetrack whenever I can. I'm just that kind of guy. But, if I do have to run up higher, that's just one of the things that, when you're racing, that's what you constantly have to think about, is just where your car is and how you're positioning it.
Speaking of position, we're going to take a quick look at our biggest gainers of the night. Right now it's going to be Michael Carter, the number 18 that you're seeing right there on your screen. Let me get rid of that, get that actually back the way it's supposed to be. Michael Carter gaining 10 spots since the start of this race. Brian King gaining 6. Ethan Brooks up 5 spots. Robert Roth up 4, and Pete Walsh is up 4. But heck of a job there by Michael Carter. Starting 16th, working his way all the way up to 6th.
It almost looks sinful seeing discount tire on that Toyota, but hey. And he really hasn't maneuvered far from that top lane since the start of this race. I mean, he's pretty much been putting it right up there, second the lane from the wall, and he's just kept it there all race, and it's been working for him. And that's one of these things here about Michigan, too. It's very, very momentum-based, especially in these cars now. So the more you keep that engine wound up, the better off you're going to be for a whole race.
Yeah, absolutely.
One thing that's nice about being on the bottom there is you see that one car of Chris Howell. He was able to make that pass on Michael Carter. And he just did it just by running the bottom of the racetrack. He just kind of did one of those slide jobs.
Yeah, I mean, when everybody wants to run high, you mean, it's you know, it seems to be the what you call it, the 101 of racing, right? It's
go where they're not.
exactly. See how John Osborne and Randy Meeks are making out here, just hanging out in the back of the field. It looks like Osborne's got some of his damage fixed. Let's take a look.
Just with how hard it is to pass, I mean, you're just kind of in just one of those situations where you're having to kind of fill it out for a little bit and then try to make your passes later. But just with how dirty the air is outside of the top 10, it's going to be very, very difficult to pass to get your track position back.
Yeah, you know, the further back in the pack you are, the worse it gets.
Yeah, and I know with Kent Mueller, just kind of looking around through the field myself, he fell back to like, what, 8th or 9th on that first run, and I think just with the perks of having that number 1 pit stall, he's worked his way back up to 4th here so far. So running very steady, very solid in that 4th position.
Yeah, you know, sometimes all it takes is, you know, maybe a little bit of an adjustment or just getting settled in, figuring out the groove you need to run, and you know, I mean, every race is different, right? You know, you think you know exactly what lanes you're going to run, and then you come down into turn 1 and you want to go high, and everybody and their mother decides to go high, and you're stuck. So
yeah, it's just one of those things that I've learned just, you know, YouTube and just whatever tutorials I could find about this car in particular. If you are in a spot to where you're in dirty air and you can't find a way out, the best thing you got to do is just get completely out of the gas and try to reset yourself. I think I saw a Conti vid on that maybe not too long ago, breaking that down. And it's just interesting and fascinating how this car works because it's so different. I mean, we call it stock car racing because the NASCAR, National Association, stock car auto racing. But this car is just so different from any of the other stock car series around the country, just with the independent rear suspension, diffuser, things of that nature, the other stuff that people don't care about. But this car is just so different from how you drive anything else, and it's so on edge, and you gotta be, like I said, you gotta have precision, you gotta be perfect all the time.
yeah, I mean, I didn't even know these cars had a diffuser. I didn't even know what a diffuser was, you know. So it's like stuff
that is sports car racing stuff right there. That's because they use it to help produce the ground effects underneath the car, and IndyCar's been using it since the 70s. So it's diffusers have been around for a while, but they're very new to the stock car racing deal.
I mean, who would think that, you know, putting something on the bottom of the car would create downforce, you know?
Who would have thought that it would just create a bigger hole in the air and more dirty air?
Yeah, exactly.
NASCAR
Right.
did.
So Tristan Bailey right now leading 37 of 110 laps so far. So Tristan Bailey leading every lap out there. He's got all that clean air out in front of him. He's on a Sunday morning joyride in London right now.
Yeah, I mean, he's pulled away a little bit compared to the last run, but I guess for a track like Michigan, I guess you could consider this half a second, almost 0.6 of a second lead that he's got. A huge lead at this place.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and he doesn't even have the fastest lap. In fact, he's not even in the top 5 in the fastest lap. But the thing is he's running consistent laps, and that's exactly what it's going to take to get it done here tonight at Michigan. Is Dwayne Furtick has actually got the fastest lap of the race with a 38.40, followed by Adam.
You know what they call when we go to like Daytona, Talladega, and here? We call that the PR lap.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that's the one and done.
That's right.
Go aboard with Dwayne Furtick here as he's working on the number 06 of Tyler Burden, Tristan Bailey's teammate.
Yeah, that's going to be one tough car to pass. Not just because it's a teammate, but just completing a pass in the next gen in general. It's one of those really hard things that you'll ever do. But once you do it right, it is very satisfying. But Furtick able to get a really good run on the outside, coming off of 4. And it's just one of those things where he'll have nowhere to go with that run but to the inside if he wants to try to make the pass.
Yeah, and you can see Tyler Burton trying to cover some of that outside.
He'll regret that here in about 2.5 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, he had to get out of it right there.
A little shaky right there, and you know the only thing that the only good this is doing right now for anybody is for Tristan Bailey is he sees some guys.
You have to keep walking away.
Yeah, he's gained two almost 0.3 of a second in 2 laps, and you know, but unfortunately that's just. You know, that's just what happens when you're trying to race around somebody. You know, you can't just keep the pedal to the floor and just blow by him. You have to find a way around him, and sometimes, you know, you have to slow down and do that. And, you know, running side by side with somebody, you both, you know, can't run your preferred line. You know, you're going to lose some speed, and especially with Tristan Bailey out there with all that clean, fresh air, you know, it's just going to keep.
Yeah, with how aero sensitive these cars are nowadays, if you're side by side, it messes up the handling on both cars too. Not only are you not running your preferred line, but you also don't have all the handling that you'd like to have on the race car too. And you saw a couple laps ago when Furtick was getting off of turn number 2 there, had to get out of it. If not, he was probably going to run that 06 over. And that's not how you want to pass a guy. Everybody wants to try to pass each other cleanly.
Yeah, I can tell you this much. If that was an official, Tyler Burton would have been on the inside wall.
That's exactly right. I was getting ready to say that too. Especially today in B Open. Don't get me started on B Open.
Let's see what, all right, here we go. Got a little bit of a battle right here. For the top 10, you got Evan Marlowe, Robert Roth, and Anthony Ludi right here battling for the top 10 spot.
Yep, 9th, 10th, and 11th all right there respectively. And Ludi, I know he got eliminated a couple weeks ago out of the in-season tournament, but or in Eliminator Challenge, whatever we're calling it. But he's one of those guys, kind of underrated. He kind of drives like me. I appreciate his driving style where he tries to drive with a little bit more finesse. He's not the fastest guy out there, but one thing that he does try to do is keep the car clean at the end of the day and get to the finish line.
Yeah, man, at the end of the day, that's the goal, right? You know, you can obviously win the championship by winning every race, right? But obviously that's just something that's not possible. But the one thing you can win a championship by doing is being consistent. And you know, Anthony Ludi is one of those guys that's just been consistent throughout the duration of the season. You know, the fun guy in me wanted to say consistently slow, but we obviously know that's not. Or
as some of my younger teammates say, consistently mid because he's running mid pack out of 20 cars. But you can't say that either.
No, but
I love Ludi. Don't kill me.
No,
it's just my second race.
No, but he's a great driver here, and definitely not consistently slow, as we've seen Anthony Ludi in contention for top 5 finishes and even wins many races this season. So,
but I mean that Tristan Bailey's hard to beat. So any day that you could finish ahead of him, I don't care if it's for the win or not. Anytime that you can finish ahead of him, you know you've had a good day in this league for sure.
Yeah, you know, and speaking of the
we got a caution.
We do. Gary Nash. Gary Nash is back around.
Not Gary Nash.
Let's go back and take a look. Oh, what the heck happened there? What in? Oh, he just got into
back in, just come around on him there.
Yeah, he got into the wall a little bit, and But I'm not sure why that brought a caution out. There wasn't nobody around him, but hey, you know, it's better for Gary.
Yeah, it worked out for him all right. I don't know, maybe because he got... yeah, that's strange for sure. Not sure how that would have brought out a yellow, but maybe because he's completely stopped. I'm not entirely sure. Strange.
We shall see, but ladies and gentlemen,
I think we're going to see pit stops here.
yeah, absolutely. We're going to see pit stops. That's what we'll do. We're gonna we're gonna wait to see who pits, and then we'll go to commercial break.
Got to pay the bills.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, we're 47 laps into this race. You had a caution a little bit early on. Yeah, we're going to see some pit stops.
And I think these guys were probably about... Let's see... they were about 17 laps into the run, so yeah, they were probably about halfway through the fuel run here.
Yeah, well, we're looking at so they're about 30 laps since the last pit, so definitely time to pit.
Yeah, some of those guys was 30. Some of the back half guys they pitted under that first yellow, so yeah, they were closing in on pit stops pretty quick. Yeah, I think for a lot of these drivers, it's going to be some 2, some 4, but kind of surprised on a lot of these 2-tire calls.
Yeah, a lot of 2-tire calls. Maybe the next one's going to be a 4-tire stop. We'll see. But ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back. We're going to take a break, pay some bills, and we will be right back with the Elite Cup Racing Series.
Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today. And remember, if you don't get one, you're going to chase one.
All right, pit stops have concluded. Tristan Bailey, I mean, winning the race off of pit road. I don't know who could have predicted that, but
not us.
We've got Tyler Burton and Dwayne Furtick. Dwayne Furtick actually beating Tyler Burton off of pit road, so he couldn't get around him on track, but he got around him on the off of the pit stop. So that'll bring our 10-car lineup to Tristan Bailey, Dwayne Furtick, Tyler Burton, Kent Mueller, Adam Boughton, Doug Denise, Brian King, Anthony Ludi, Michael Carter, and Robert Roth, rounding out the top 10 on this restart. You know, really clean race so far. 2 cautions in 48 laps. I think honestly is a win.
That's good. That's really good.
So
it shows the respect and the give and take these guys have for one another.
Yeah, absolutely. And the first incident, I mean, that's just a racing incident, ping ponging off of each other, but the second incident looks like a single car incident that they threw a caution for, and which is respectable. But these guys do a heck of a job.
Yeah, they do. This restart's going to be big here.
Yeah, absolutely. As we've back on board here with Barney. I don't know why the Firekeepers Casino 400 is up there. That's not the race that we're running. NASCAR's going to have to do something about that. But, teammates doing their thing, sticking together. Tyler Burton giving Tristan Bailey an absolute monster of a push off the restart and just leaving Dwayne Furtick out to dry. We've got the 94 of Boughton running the inside. Not sure if he's going to have what it takes to clear Dwayne Furtick there, but he's got a little bit of help. Going to slide up in there behind Furtick, and give another crack
Okay.
at it here.
Yeah, right there in front of Mueller, a Toyota teammate. I don't know if they're actual teammates, but they are. Okay, so you had to look at the list. Those are teammates there, that 94 and that 8 car there, but definitely giving each other some space, giving each other some room. And I believe Doug Denise is also a teammate behind him, so a lot of Toyotas right there together.
Yeah, we've got some teammates in the front. We've got some.
Oh,
teammates
we
in
got
the...
trouble. 31 car.
Oh, we stay green. We stay green.
I believe King there tried to clear himself, and he was not clear.
Let's take a quick look and let's see if this is exactly where it happened. We're on board here with Pete Walsh. See if this is. It gets past Ethan King or Brian King. Oh no, it was up in front of him. It's a 31 car.
Oh yeah, it's way up there. Yeah, 31. Yeah.
All right, so that's Brian King. Let's back
I
this
think
up.
he was trying to clear himself off of Doug Denise there, and Doug didn't want to give him the spot right there.
Yep, that's just.
Yeah, and just those bumpers, they don't line up between the front bumper and the back bumper of this next gen car, with the back bumper being so rounded. It's one of those things. Not quite clear, and like we talked about in the pre-race a little bit, it being so narrow at the exit of 2, it's one of those things everybody's trying to get into fight for that same piece of real estate right there.
Yeah, but the good thing about it is they just made contact, right? I mean, you can see a little bit of right front damage right there on the 31.
And that could have been a lot worse.
It absolutely could have. It could have been a catastrophe. And, well, I guess we're not gonna be able to see the damage there because my camera ain't doing the right thing it's supposed to. But you can see he's got a little bit of right front damage. Let's go to the rear chase right there. A little bit of damage right there on the fender. Affect his aerodynamics just a tad bit.
That car is gonna push like a you-know-what.
Yeah, he's gonna
He's gonna be tight for a little bit until he can get that repaired or caution or both. But looks like Doug Denise, the 40 that was involved in that, got home scot-free. I like that Biffle tribute card there that you had on for a second.
Yeah, that was Douglas. Looks like on the window Biffle. So Douglas Biffle, aka Douglas King, number 16 Cheez-It machine. I like the extra toasty ones, personally.
Me too. Me too.
But, I mean, looks like, I'm not sure if all the Aeons guys are here, but the Revolution Motorsports guys are running 4th through 7th right now with 4 cars inside the top 10. Aeons, I think, Evan Marlowe is the only one that's outside of the top 10. You got Tristan Bailey, Tyler Burton, and Ryan McCall all inside the top 10 here for the Aeons Motorsports. So go on board here with Ryan McCall and the number 90.
So you can see by the graph there, he's kind of had an up and down day, but definitely more up on the ups here as of late.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see him. I thought he was gonna make that move to the inside, but opted not to, and not particularly sure on his choice of lane right there. To I would have stayed high personally, but it worked for him. But it's just one of those things that you have to kind of figure out on the fly. He's anticipating that the 59 is going to slide up, so he's trying to cross over before the crossover happens and get some clean air, and it worked out for him there.
Yeah, it's just one of those things too where you know, the guy behind you, the guy in front of you is kind of mirror driving to see what you're going to do. And so you kind of have to make a last second decision on what lane you're going to pick. So it's always pretty tough because they could just throw that dirty air right on the front of your nose, and it's just going to cause a big push for you.
Well, as it stands, ladies and gentlemen, on the way it looks is that Doug Denise,
it's going to be eliminated.
If the race finished right now, Doug Denise would be eliminated, as we've got three of the other three drivers of Tristan Bailey, Tyler Burton, Adam Melton, all in the top 5. Doug Denise is 10 spots away from the next closest driver to overtake for position in this Eliminator Challenge. So Doug Denise got some work to do.
Yep, but there's still, 50-some laps to go?
Yeah, we've got...
still at least another pit stop yet, so plenty of time.
Yeah, I think 50 on the dot, so...
I would be hitting that panic button probably lap 80. If I was Doug, right about where that last pit stop's going to be, and if I'm not near that top 10 or even running in 7th by then, I'm getting a little panicky.
I agree with you there, but let's take another quick look at your point standings and talk about some of those drivers that we're talking about in this Eliminator Challenge. The number 40 of Doug Denise sitting in 4th right now in the championship point standings, and Adam Boughton sitting in 2nd. Tyler Burton, probably the driver in this with the most to gain out of this Eliminator Challenge, as Tyler Burton is the furthest down in the point standings with the drivers we have left in the Eliminator Challenge. So we've got, let's see, 8, 9, 10, 11. We've got 4 more races to go. Well, 3 more after this one to see who is going to come away with those extra championship points. But Tyler Burton, the most to gain out of these out of this tournament.
Oh, absolutely. And those 3 points, you know, they may be pretty crucial as to where he's at in the change standings once the points reset. That could mean a spot, you know, further up on the grid for him. So if he were to win it, but you know, if Tristan were to win it, it's just another 3-point lead. We'll just add on to it. As you see the 21 there, he took the Larson line around Michigan right there.
He did, but Doug Denise, he must have heard us talking about him, because he was he's gained a spot, and he was really absolutely the word slipped my mind. I wanted to say something, but it had some profanity in it. But he was on a roll there on the inside in turn number 3.
Yeah, he was getting it there in turn 3. And that's kind of been his best corner, where he could just stick it down to that yellow line. And, you know, with these fixed setups, with how tight they are, you can really make that inside lane work. And he's just going to be picking them off one at a time.
Yeah, you can see the 21 of Evan Marlowe just getting a little bit of a run, but not able to do much with it. Doug Denise going for the slide job, completing it.
He was able to do it there. Nice. Ha. Ha.
But Evan Marlowe has shown him his displeasure. It's giving him a little bit of a bump.
And you saw on that onboard there with Doug, it is really, really bumpy down there on that bottom lane. You'd think with as much as people don't run all the way down there like he was running, you'd think it'd be a smooth racetrack right there. No, there are a couple bumps down there.
Yeah, it's definitely going to unsettle the car just a tad bit. You could see the way he was working the wheel to try and keep the car straight and as settled as possible. And, you know, it's worked out for him, because he's able to maintain some separation on Evan Marlowe, as we see him now working on the number 90 of Ryan McCall.
Yeah, I think at this point, even with that contact he had with the 31 car of King earlier, now he's kind of gotten over that and was able to calm his tires down a little bit. And now he's kind of having a little bit of a later resurgence here. And I think he might be able to clear that 90 car off of turn 2. We'll have to see.
Yeah, a little bit.
Not going to be able to do it.
Nope, a little bit of momentum by McCall. Denise is going to have to reset and try it again. We've got some action up front. Tyler Burton back. Got his nose out in front of Dwayne Furtick. Both of these guys battling for second right now. Furtick trying to side draft and pull him back, but Burton with the pace is just able to just truck on through.
Yeah, and I mean, we've seen it time and time again tonight. Just the advantage you have running that outside lane and keeping that motor wound up. And wow, what a close pass between the 51 and the 06 right there. But you know, it's just one of those things where we've seen it time and time again for the most part. You keep that outside momentum up on that car of yours, and you're 9 times out of 10 you're going to be able to take that pass and defend really, really well.
Yeah, and Tyler Burton was trying to give it back to Furtick right there in 3 and 4. Not quite able to do it. Gets all the way up to that left rear quarter panel as Tyler
Just
Burton
trying to get as much side draft as he can right there.
Let's see if he can complete the slide job. He does.
He does. Dwayne wasn't a fan. He's going to cross him over down the back straightaway.
Yeah, these guys are going to go back and forth here for a while, I have a feeling.
Well, and you know who's really happy about that? If they keep going back and forth, that 9 car, Tristan Bailey. He's just saying bye-bye.
Yeah, but, you know, also at the same time, Adam Boughton is definitely liking that too, because it's going to allow him to creep up ever so slightly.
Yeah, we noticed last week at Indy, if you ran side-by-side for even a corner, a guy from a second, maybe a second and a half back can really run some guys down when you're side-by-side. So the more these guys battle, you're right, it's going to reel in the next little pack there of Boughton and Mueller and Ludi right there. So
as we go on board here with Dwayne Furtick to kind of see what he's getting ready to try and put on Tyler Burton. Really sent it in there.
It's like Burton knew that Furtick was going to try to go to the inside there, so he wanted to make sure that he could cut the air off of that 51.
Yeah, the one way to, oh man, this might, I'm just going to say, the one way to stop a driver from passing you because he's overdriving the corner is to overdrive the corner.
Oh yeah, yup, absolutely. And sometimes, you know, and you just got to do what you have to do to defend. And because, you know, like we were talking about earlier, there's just so much that you manage in this next-gen car. And it's not even just here at Michigan. It's every track that we go to, with maybe the exception of Daytona and Talladega. But you're having to manage the tires and how hard you want to push on these runs and managing your stuff and managing your car to get to the end. You're managing your fuel. You're constantly looking at your fuel and what kind of strategy you want to pull off. One of the greatest things that's been ever brought to iRacing, thank you iRacing for bringing this in, is the overlay of the fuel calculator. That's been a big part in this season's update. So, but still, there's a lot of things to manage, and a lot of things you got to think about as you get on through a race.
Yeah, I would estimate that all these guys are looking at. You seen Tristan Bailey right there? It looks like he got a little bit closer to the wall.
Did he kiss the wall there?
Well, we should see pit stops starting to happen probably within the next 7 to 10 laps. I would think that now, I say 7 to 10 laps, and that's for everybody with the exception of Tristan Bailey, because Tristan Bailey's trend is he pushes it till the absolute end of his window until he's got 0.1 when he gets into his pit box. So, but we'll see some green flag pit stops here, hopefully. I'm really curious to see what it does to the pack. But look at this bunch we've got right here for 5th through 10th right now. Well, 4th through 10th, really. You've got Ludi, Mueller, Christopher Howell, John Osborne, Adam Boughton, Robert Roth, and Ryan McCall here, all bunched up. Let's take a look here. Christopher Howell.
It's kind of like what we saw at IMS last week. You had the top 3 or 4 kind of spread out amongst themselves, and then from like 5th on back, 4th on back, it was all everybody's just in a pack, and this is the kind of racing that everybody wants to see right here.
Yeah, I mean, you've got the top 3 drivers that have got about a second and a half gap on the second pack, so nothing really to worry about there as far as they're concerned. Let's take a quick look on board here with Kent Mueller. You see Anthony Ludi going all the way to the bottom of the track.
See, Mueller kind of had to do a woohoo there for a minute there at the exit of turn 2.
He definitely did. He had to zig when he wanted to zag.
Those bumps there on that bottom lane, I don't know how these guys are able to get through the corner like that, but they're making it work.
Yeah, man, it's an art, right? You gotta like time it perfectly and hit it at just the perfect angle. And I'd love to be able to see John Osborne's wheel, but it's covered.
Yeah, Osborne, from what I can see on my end, hardly turning it. I mean, we talked about it earlier. You basically want to keep the car straight all the time, and Osborne right now, he's doing a whale of a job of that. He's hardly turning that steering wheel at all.
Yeah, you can see he's turning it to probably about maybe 35 to 40 degrees, not quite 45 degrees, so he's getting some really good rotation, and that's one way to save your right front tire.
Yeah, and that's one thing that you really got to do in this next gen is save that right front tire, because you do burn it quite a bit. I've noticed with this car, I don't know what it is, this car is just naturally tight and really, really hard to loosen up. And you're always running that razor's edge.
Now, Gary, we've got something that we need to talk about. The number 40, Doug Denise, is up to 11th. The number 94 of Adam Boughton down to 9th.
Yeah, falling back a little bit, and they are teammates, so makes you wonder how clean they're going to race each other as we get into the last little bit of this race here. But
yeah, these guys only separated by 0.3 of a second, and with Adam Boughton being, the league admin and the league owner, what does Denise do? Does he be nice? Does he be friendly, or does he send him into the outside wall?
I think you want to race, especially with them being your teammate, I think you want to race him as clean as you can, but like we talked about earlier, if it's the last lap, man, bonus points or no bonus points, I'm going to try to move you out of the way.
Yeah, I usually just do the whole, oh, my wheel disconnected excuse.
That's right. Well, it looks like Boughton's going to be making a pit stop here, and we are in that fuel window. About 37-ish laps these guys can go, so...
Yeah, so Adam Boughton is the patriarch of the green flag pit cycle, kicking it off, and we'll see some of these guys start to follow suit. I think Boughton was just over the course of the last 10 laps, just fell off a little bit too much, and it was time to come in anyway, so...
Yeah, definitely burned his tires up a little too much there, and that's just one of those things, especially on a fixed setup. You're constantly wondering, am I saving enough here? Because it seems like with these tires too, they grip for so long, and you have so much grip, and then just out of nowhere, it feels like sometimes your speed's gone, and it's time to pit.
And then you have, then there's times where you have no grip at all, and then you have all of it. And then you're looking at the, you're looking out of your windshield into a big white wall with a fence on top of it.
Yes, you are. As we got the pit stops have definitely started. The 21 of Marlowe and Burden, Burdick, Ludi,
Yeah,
Brooks, Meeks, everybody.
Yep, and
A lot of takers here.
let's see. Quite a few have came down already, and we see Burton just slide through his box just a tad bit. And man, I can tell you this much: the person who's going to push it to the absolute limit is going to be this fellow right here, Tristan Bailey. Oh, he kissed the wall.
He kissed the wall. Good timing.
Maybe he, maybe it's time to come get some tires, man.
Maybe he'll come in now. Oh man.
But I mean, it's.
And I mean, we are in the window to make it to the end, so why not come on in right here?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's a double-edged sword, right? And I kind of err on the side of agreeing with Tristan Bailey on the way he strategizes his pit stops, because you know, I've been in so many races where I'm in the pit window and I go ahead and I'm like, all right, well, I'm like right smack in the middle of my window. Let me go ahead and pit now.
He's pitting.
Oh, all right. He's coming down. Time for tires, but like I was saying, you know,
just the way he was running as low as he was, I just had a gut feeling he was going to pit right there.
Yeah, this track is not as tough on tires as some of them, but when these tires go, they go.
Yes, they do. They absolutely do. And that's what's nice about Michigan now too, is we're starting to see how Michigan was about 15 years ago before they repaved it. It's finally getting to that point where tires are starting to matter at this place.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's you know, just like Atlanta after they repaved Atlanta, and how you know, on how green the track was, and now it's starting to age a little bit, and it's starting to lose a little bit of grip, and you know, it's. You know, I heard Denny Hamlin on a podcast talking about how he would hope that, you know, Goodyear would, you know, put some grip back in the tire, or, you know, do something to the tire to allow it to grip a little bit more, because the track is aged, and, you know, they're having difficulties in there keeping it on the track. But Kent Mueller leading some laps here after starting on the pole. Gonna get him some bonus points.
Started on the pole and didn't even lead a lap, so these are his first laps that he's led tonight.
Yeah, I mean, only took, you know, 85 laps to do it.
Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time.
It does, and you know, it's, you know, maybe it's just, I'm trying to think of how to say this. But there's so many tracks that I can just put down an absolute heater of a lap on, and it'll be.
Michigan's one of them for me. Yeah.
You know, you can just put down that absolute fucking. Oh, excuse me. Absolute burner of a lap, and Yep, there we go. Absolute burner of a lap, and you know, then you just can't be, you know, super consistent with that times, but. He was getting some laps led. I'm pretty sure he's going to come down and get some tires soon. But you know, if you once the cycle is complete, after Mueller, Nash, and King pit, next person in line is none other than Dwayne Furtick, who's got Tyler. Yeah. But I mean, he's got Tyler Burton and Tristan Bailey right behind him, and you can see Tristan Bailey.
They are working together.
I mean, working together. It's more like Tristan Bailey's trying to push him out of the way. Let's watch him out. Look at how. Look at
and I believe Mueller is on pit road, so Nash is going to take the lead as we are on board with Bailey here. Yeah, he's definitely pushed his teammate so he can get up to the 51 and then pass his teammate and then pass the 51. We all know what he's doing, you know.
It was just such a look when I switched to that camera angle and just saw how far in the bumper Tristan Bailey was on Tyler Burton. I was like, he's just trying to.
He's eating something.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it at that.
Pushing him way out the way. Oh, Tristan Bailey gets tight.
Oh. It looks like Gary Nash is also going to be on pit road now. So this will hand the lead to Brian King.
Oh, Brian King's coming down pit road.
Oh, they're both on pit road. Well, now it's Dwayne Furtick's race to lose.
22 laps to go. Can Furtick hold off Burton and Sons?
Well, and like I said, the pre-race, you know, you're wanting to get that track position and you position yourself for that last run for the race. So, and you know, Furtick has done that. So we'll just have to see if he can keep that up tonight.
You know, if you to put things kind of in perspective, I mean, we've got 22 laps to go. This is the first time Tristan Bailey's been in dirty air this entire race.
Yeah, and this is the furthest he's been back is third.
Yeah, and you can see he just can't get around his teammate. I mean, his teammate is, I mean, obviously not just gonna make it easy, right? But you know, even when they're working together, and you can see Tristan Bailey just absolutely pushing the dog crap out of his teammate. They just, you know, the dirty air. It's just you got to search for the clean air. You got to search for grip, and it doesn't make it easy to get around. Now, will Tristan Bailey eventually do it?
He'll do it eventually, like he did last week at Indianapolis, because Osborne had the lead and had him covered all the way up until about 4 laps to go. So I think it's just one of those things where I think he's just biding his time and holding back and trying to see if he could save a little bit of his stuff for the last push of this race here. Because 20 laps to go at Michigan, man, that's still a lot of time around here.
Yep, and I think they're going to do it right here. Coming down to turn number 3, it's Burton getting his nose out in front of Dwayne Furtick.
And if he could just clear him, he's not going to be able to quite do it. Furtick was able to get his left front fender on that right rear quarter panel, just a little bit of a side draft, and just made that difference of being clear versus not clear exiting turn 4 there.
Yeah, Furtick really running that high line, going to have the momentum. This track is definitely one of those tracks, you know, it's like you want to run the high line in 1 and 2 and the bottom in 3 and 4, you know, to maximize your momentum and your speed. Because the bottom in 3 and 4 just works so much better than the top.
Yeah, it definitely does here. I mean, you could run that very bottom lane right by the yellow line, and you could also run that first seam up, and that just seems to be where the maximum grip is in 3 and 4. But 1 and 2 is just so much more wide open. You've got like 3 or 4 or 5 different lanes to choose from. As you see Burton taking the lead over Furtick right there. And it's not over. Everybody's trying to do the snake maneuvers as we see in IndyCars sometimes down the straightaways here. Just try to break up the draft.
Yeah, and you can see Tristan Bailey just pulled Dwayne Furtick back just enough, and he's going to get the 2-for-1 special here and go ahead and pass Burton
what a pass.
and Furtick.
That was a great pass by Tristan Bailey.
And that's just Tristan Bailey doing what Tristan Bailey does.
You know, I know the I rating doesn't matter in a league setting, but, you know, all these guys are within 1,000 I rating points of each other. Tristan's at a 4,500, Tyler at a 4,300, and Dwayne at a 3,500. So, I mean, they're all right there within, you know, 1,000 points of each other. And if I'm Furtick, I'm just taking a couple notes here a little bit. You know, running with some guys that might be a little bit, quote unquote, better than me on the ratings, and seeing if I can learn a thing or two.
Yeah, if you're not learning, you're not how do I say that? If you get to a point where you feel like you know everything, then you've already, you've lost. You're beyond repair, because this is one of those things where you have to learn every week, every race, every track in order to get better.
Yeah, you never. You're either getting better or you're getting worse. You never really stay the same.
No, absolutely not. I think the closest battle that we've got on track right now, we're gonna slide down right here to Doug Denise, getting around. Hold on. There we go. Doug Denise getting around the number 59, or the 31. I guess the 31 is a lap down. Yeah, Ethan King. Oh, Brian King.
Yeah, but he's got the 18 there of Michael Carter, and they're basically twins.
Yeah,
if you look at their face paint.
Yeah, same color, different sponsor. But Denise, I think I'm in panic mode right now. We're 96 laps into this thing, and
yeah, 14 laps to go. Yeah, I'm ready to hit that panic button. He is one of those guys where I think he would be a fan of a late race caution.
yeah, absolutely. For his sake, he'd love to see it, but I'm not exactly sure we're going to get one with how clean we've been. 2 cautions all race, only one of them really incident related with multiple cars involved. So, and with how spread out the field is right now, I mean, you've got a couple of cars that are bunched up in 3s and 2s, but nothing that would be a cause for a significant concern that would get a caution.
Yeah, there is a little bit of a battle here brewing, I think, between the 1 and the 95, Hal and Ludi here. And this is going to be for the 4th position. Ludi trying to reel in that one car. He has been doing it the last couple laps, but as we talk about in racing all the time, catching's one thing, passing's another.
Exactly, and he's going to have to find some clean air. He took 3 and 4, right in line with Christopher Howell, so he's going to have to find something to stay out of that dirty air.
And that's just one thing that you're always constantly looking for, is just trying to do something different to where you can eventually make that pass. But sometimes, at least I do, sometimes I get a little bit lost, and I'm like, oh, hey, I'm just going to follow this guy. Well, if you follow this guy, you're never going to pass him.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we can see Tristan Bailey and Dwayne and Tyler Burton have gotten out to about a second away from Dwayne Furtick as we take a look at the gearbox cam here. You can see just how much of a gap that they've came away with.
Yeah, that 51 car is looking pretty small as you hear the 06 there of Burton shifting a little bit now as we're getting into the later portions of this race.
Yeah, it's the reason why he's doing that, I can tell you from experience, he's having trouble sticking to the bottom, and he's downshifting to help getting that rotation, and man, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go.
Yeah, that's what I was just getting ready to say too. You hear the car shifting, and that's not really to slow the car down. I mean, it does slow it down, but the main purpose is sometimes with a little bit of a higher RPM and in the lower gear, you'll just be able to get that nose to rotate a little bit better. And one thing you will have to watch out for, you iRacing fans that are watching this race, is the wheel spin sometimes too when you get back into the gas in 4th gear. can burn those tires off a little bit. But I mean, for the most part, you really just do it for rotation purposes.
Yeah, it's one of those things that you can get away with it for a few laps. It's not something you want to start the run and end the run with, but when you're late in the run, you're getting tight, you're trying to make up some track time, trying to get past somebody, you can run that for a few laps, maybe 5, 6, 7 laps, maybe even 10, depending on it. But a little bit of a battle right here. Ryan McCall, Evan Marlowe. And then we've got poor old Doug Denise trying to find something to get up there. Get up close to Adam Boughton. Oh, whoa. We've got a battle for the lead here.
Lead change.
Yeah, this is the Aeons Motorsports guys going at it. Tyler Burton may have found something to stay in front of Tristan Bailey. It looks
he found something there with that rotation we were talking about with him shifting, and that seemed to have made the difference to pass for now, but still with 6 laps to go, we'll have to see if that's going to keep paying off for him or not. He keeps going back to the well with it now that even while he's in clean air, and you see Bailey not shifting at all, and look at how much of a gap he was able to close because Burton had a little bit of a bobble there with them too. And these guys, with them being teammates, I can imagine how much fun they're having right now in their Discord channel.
Exactly. That's the thing that makes it. That's the thing that makes it fun when they can kind of go back and forth. But you see the run that Tyler Burton got coming off the corner, and Tristan Bailey just shutting the door on him.
Barney up there holding 5 fingers up in the air for 5 laps to go. Yeah, these guys are battling really hard and really smart, really clean, all those things, and that's exactly what you want to see in a league like this. A battle for the lead in the last 10 laps, and everybody still giving each other plenty of respect out there.
Yeah, and if you look around the track, I mean, everybody is kind of separated, but nobody is out of arm's reach of being able to get a run and making a pass. So there's still some good racing, around the track.
Yeah, I mean, even I'm noticing the intervals for 3rd and 4th. I mean, Powell's within a second of Furtick there, and you've got the 59 and Mueller right here. They're right there together battling. It's a lot of battles going on around the racetrack.
Well, Mr. Denise has worked himself into the top 10. Unfortunately, it looks like
I don't think that's going to be good enough.
No, it's not, and I think he'll end up being eliminated in this week's rendition of the in-season Eliminator Challenge. Unless Adam Boughton either gets turned or blows a tire, I don't think Denise is going to do it.
But I don't think that's going to happen.
But he
could be wrong, though.
No, I mean, stranger things have happened. Stranger things have definitely happened as Tyler Burton
is pulling away.
Well, that's Tristan Bailey. I was going to say Tyler Burton falling victim to the Tristan Bailey effect.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And I think he went back to the well one too many times with shifting down in the 4th gear like that. And I think that's where you're really going to see the rears start to burn off a little more than what you'd like. But nonetheless, the 06 had a great run tonight and tried to give Tristan a run for his money anyway. But Tristan in these late race scenarios always seems to be cool as ice, and as always, it's never over until it's over for him. White flag this time.
Yeah, it is never over until it's over, and Tristan Bailey taking the white flag here at Michigan International Speedway in the Humanities 101 Foundation 220. We've got almost 220 miles completed, 109 laps completed on the final lap. Tristan Bailey coming out of turn number 4. It's going to be Tristan Bailey, excuse me, doing what Tristan Bailey does with his teammate Tyler Burton behind him. And Tristan Bailey will win his 7th race of the season in the ECR NextGen series. And in a surprising chain of events, let's take a quick look at our podium finishers. Christopher Howell able to make a late race pass on Dwayne Furtick to take our top 3rd spot. So Tristan Bailey.
It was a photo finish here, Joe, if you can get it. The 1 and the 51, similar to last week with McCall's finish, they were bumping and banging all the way down to the start-finish line of the last lap, and Howell is able to take that spot and finish in the 3rd place position.
Yeah, we're going to take a quick look at that real quick. Coming out of, there we go, down the back straightaway. I'm going to fast forward it. Howell down on the inside, door banging right there. A little bit more door banging. Door banging again.
Yeah, and that last door banger that they had right there between the 51 and the 1, I think it got the 51 just a little too loose and lost a little bit too much momentum coming down to it. But
yeah,
nonetheless, good finish there for 3rd. And, of course, Tristan Bailey for the 90 millionth time this season, 7th, wins it here in ECR.
All right, let's all right. There he is, your race winner, burning it down. And we are gonna get ready for an interview portion here. All right. Excuse me just a minute. I can find everybody. There we go. I'm going to just grab them from right here. All right, Mr. Gary, I'm going to bring in our 3rd place finisher for you. This is going to be Christopher Howell. Christopher, this is front row Joe Manella and Gary Wells in the booth. You got a copy?
What up, fellas?
What is going on, man? Hey, 3rd place, impressive run that last lap. Talk about setting up the pass coming off of turn 2, and then you had to do a little door banging there with the 51 coming down to it. But talk about the finish of your race, man. Really impressive passing that 51 on the last lap.
Hey, well, what's the old saying of 8 tires better than 4? It's pretty much what I did. I wasn't trying to use them up to the point where I was going to wreck them, but that was the only chance I was going to have to get around them, So, all in all, though, it was fun racing Dwayne there for 3rd, man. Ludi kept me honest, that's for sure, man. He was keeping pressure back there too for a little bit. I thought he was going to be able to catch me, but it was fun. It was fun race. Just I had some unfortunate luck when we went to pit road for whatever reason. It didn't give me my tires. I never unchecked my tires or anything. It just didn't give me my tires, and I think I had drove myself up to about 4th right there. I was running everybody down. I was running faster times and stuff, and I thought I was sitting in the catbird seat, to be honest with you. But unfortunately, I had to go back in and get some tires and cycled all the way to the back of the field. I think there was only one car behind me, but it was a fun run all the way from the back up to 3rd. So I'll take it.
Yeah, well, and next week we go to Throwback Week, North Wilkesboro Speedway. How do you feel about North Wilkesboro and your efforts there for next week?
This league is known for long runs. We run 80% fuel. I'm sure you might have enough fuel to run the whole thing. I don't know. But it's, North is kind of similar to, I guess, Iowa a little bit, maybe Richmond, but I think tire wear is really going to come into play. Um, just who can save their tire there towards the end of the run. Of course, you'll have everybody probably be pretty fast at the first half of the run. But I think the back half of the run is going to be the key if we don't have a bunch of cautions. So just keeping your car clean and just being consistent with your laps and search around as well. That's one thing I did tonight. I did a lot of searching. Like I didn't run the same line all the time. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I guess uh, I'm okay at short tracks, so we'll see.
All right. Well, any final thoughts or shout outs or thanks you want to give to anybody before we let you go celebrate third?
Yeah, I just want to thank all the league admins over here at ECR. They run a pretty good um league. Uh, and then of course you guys for broadcasting. I do a pretty good job every week. Unfortunately, I don't have any teammates. All my teammates bailed on me, so I'm a lone wolf over here. Um, but that's okay. I mean, I've been I've been invited by some other guys to go on their team. I don't know. I'm just hanging out by myself and having fun and enjoying my time here at ECR. And just want to thank everybody in the league. It was a really good race tonight. I've raced a lot of Michigans where it's just caution fest because it's tight pack racing, but tonight was pretty good. I think we had what, two cautions,
Two
I
cautions
think.
all night long. Yes, sir.
So, but yeah,
All
that's
right.
about it. So I appreciate it. I just want to thank my family as well. So, and I guess I'll talk to you guys next week.
All right, man. Well, thanks a lot for stopping by and talking to us, and congratulations on third, and we'll see you next week.
Alrighty, y'all have a good one.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is about that time. We're going to pull in our second place finisher here, Tyler Burton. And there he is. Tyler Burton, this is Front Row Joe and Gary Wells in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you.
So I've got a few questions for you, but one of the questions I have is, what was your Discord like when you were in Tristan and we're going back and forth for those last few laps?
Laughing. There was laughing. There was crying. There may have been. I'm not gonna say that, but no, it was all in good fun. We were just having fun with it the whole race, and it was just this car and this track. This car is just annoying to drive for the most part, because whoever's got the fresh air can do whatever they want, but and there's no good way of passing, even though that we made it happen quite a few times, but yeah, we were just having fun with it, in all honesty.
Yeah, it's great when you when you can have a teammate up there that you can talk to and kind of jaw jack for the, when you guys are battling for the lead, and you guys seem to kind of go at it a lot, and there's a lot of friendly competition there, but definitely made for some entertaining entertaining racing, for us up in the booth and all of our fans, and just a spectacular finish by the Aeons guys. You had all four of you were in the top 10, so definitely an awesome points day for you. And we go flipping and flopping, going from a drafting intermediate style track to North Wilkesboro next week. So what are kind of your takes on what to anticipate for that race coming up?
Yeah, that I struggle at that track, and I think Tristan said he's not that big of a fan, but I haven't really run the repave, so it might be a little different. Um, but yeah, that track's gonna be a bit of a challenge coming up. But yeah, this race was a lot of fun. Just for the fact that we had a bunch of teammates, me and Tristan going at it and having as much fun as we were having. Like I said, there's just a lot of laughing, a lot of crying, screaming at each other, and laughing, because it was all in good fun. I was real glad to see everyone else, Ryan and Evan, get top tens. They were fighting hard to push each other up, and they caught the pack behind us. But they just didn't have enough laps to make anything happen with it. And but yeah, it I couldn't ask for a better group of guys to race with. Um, Me and Evan, I think we're gonna hang out next weekend, because we grew up with each other and we grew up in the same area, but we're gonna go to Indy next week. So
Sweet.
I might hobble together some kind of a rig. He's got an extra wheel and pedals for me to use, and I might take my gaming laptop. So
There you go.
There you go.
Well, Mr. Burton, is there anybody else that you wanna shout out or give thanks to before we let you go here?
yeah, like I said, just couldn't ask for a better group of guys to race with the Eon guys. Big shout out to Humanities 101. They sponsored all the cars and they sponsored this race. Definitely, if anybody is out there, go to humanities101.com, and there's great information about neurodivergence, and you can get if you've got a child that's neurodivergent, they've got these cool tools to help them with while they're in school and help them keep focused with like little fidgets and stuff like that. And look up Dr. Dutch on TikTok. He's a great resource. He does classes on YouTube to help out. What else? Rowdy Travis Designs for painting all the cars. He had a big work day today. He had 4 cars he was painting in the last couple days. But yeah. And you guys for posting the races, and hopefully we put on a good enough show for everybody watching at home.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you say that, it kind of struck a nerve, and I don't want to go down too deep in the rabbit hole, but when you started talking about Humanities 101, that's kind of one of the things that we take for granted, right? Sometimes you don't really look into a lot of the sponsors for some of the leagues that you broadcast or participate in. But my daughter's got sensory processing disorder, and the fidgets and all that kind of stuff is something she absolutely loves. So I'm going to look in a little bit of deep diving into Humanities 101 and see what I can't learn about the organization and see what they're all about. So that's awesome.
Yeah, like I said, they're a great organization. I have ADHD. My poor mom had to deal with 4 kids with ADHD, and we're fairly certain my dad did too. So 4 kids and my father all having ADHD. My poor mom. So, but yeah, that's why I work with them. It's great information, and they have a lot of great tools.
Yeah, awesome. Well, Mr. Burton, I I'm not gonna say it. Congratulations on your second place win. Um, I was gonna make a comment there about Adderall, but that's not appropriate for the stream. but um,
Right.
congratulations on your second place finish, man. We'll look forward to seeing you at North Wilkesboro next week, and we hope you have a good rest of your night, buddy.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right, bye.
Bye.
All right, now the time has come, ladies and gentlemen. Race winner Tristan Bailey. How's it going, buddy?
It's going good, Joe. How you doing?
Man, I feel like I've talked to you more times than I'd like to, but congratulations again on a win. That was all fun and games. Congratulations on the win, buddy. Man, I want to ask how you do it, but I know exactly how you did it. But walk me through those last couple laps as you were going back and forth with your teammate.
I could tell you how I did honestly, because I was getting slower at the end of the runs there. I noticed, and I just kept using up the right front a little too much. I think I just was driving in a little too deep, and I seen that Christopher Howell was catching us there at the end of the first run and in the second run. So I was hopefully it was like, maybe if I go a little longer like I normally do on tires, come back out, I shouldn't be too far behind Dwayne and Tyler. Thankfully, I kind of came out right behind Tyler in a perfect spot, helped him get around Dwayne there, and then I wasn't trying to take it from him going into 3 whenever I got inside Dwayne. I was trying to let him lead a lap, but I ended up getting him as well, and he said it's all good, so we kind of pulled away from Dwayne there, and I let him by the lap led to get that bonus point, and then he led me back by, and then we just kind of raced each other from there.
Yeah, and it took about 93 to 94 laps for you to experience some dirty air in this race, and I kind of wasn't sure how it was going to pan out for you, but it didn't really take you too long to figure out how to get around them. But heck of a race there. Another performance. You've got your 7th win on the season right now, and you survive another week in the in-season Eliminator Challenge, and
who got what you call it this week?
that would be
Denise.
Mr. Doug Denise got eliminated this week.
So it's down to us 3, huh?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Should be an
Interesting next week.
Yeah, absolutely, especially at North Wilkesboro. It's man, I don't even know what to say about that one.
Gonna have to bump and run.
Well, look,
It might be. I mean, I haven't drove that track. I'd tell you how long. I've never touched the repave, so I don't know how the car acts. I'll figure it out, I guess, next Friday, I guess.
It's
Yeah.
time. It's time. We'll put it like that.
yeah, and we've got a few tracks that we hadn't been to yet this year on the schedule for the next 3 weeks. We've got North Wilkesboro, we've got Nashville Super Speedway, and we've got Dover. So those should all be some pretty interesting tracks to see you guys battle it out for the elimination challenge.
Oh, thank God Dover's not in it. That's where I ruined myself last year, was at Dover.
Oh, well, no, Dover's in it. You got North Wilkesboro.
No, Nashville's the last race.
Oh, it is?
That's what they have it on the thing.
Yeah,
on the schedule.
yeah. 'Cause it'll go from
Oh,
3,
you're
and
right.
then
Oh, my
next-
goodness.
Then it'll go 2, and
You're right. My math was horribly off. So,
then.
but man, Tristan, again, man, congratulations on your win. Who do you want to give a shout out to, or who do you want to thank for helping you get it done tonight?
Shout out to you guys for broadcasting it, obviously, and it's good to go back and watch these races. Big shout out to Rowdy Travis Designs by our friend Chris, who made the paints today. Like Tyler said, he made 4 of them for us. So and I'm just happy to run Tyler's sponsor he has on his car this week to help him out with the Humanities 101 Foundation. I don't know much about it because I don't think I'm ADHD, but it's a possibility sometimes. But thankfully, I don't think my kids are. It could be another question because sometimes my oldest acts a little hyper. But it was fun race. Obviously thanks to my parents watching, my grandmother and my wife watching. I'm like I said, I just didn't know how it was gonna go. I started second, and I don't know if Kent got kind of caught on the green flag at the start there, because I went as soon as I went green and I passed. I'm like, oh well, hopefully don't give me no black flag, but it didn't end up doing that, and I kind of straight from there. And then I know I'm rambling on. I'm sorry. Trying to think. Also, thanks to Adam for all he does, all the admins in here. I'm trying to think. Is there anything else I need to talk about? I don't think there was anything else on my car. Travis got mad and didn't say nothing last week, so I had to say something this week about his paints. So but yeah, that should be it.
He should be
All
he
right.
should be thankful that one of his cars is in victory lane.
That's right. That's right.
But no, it's definitely I mean, it's definitely great when when you can give them guys some credit where credit's due, right? To give you a paint scheme, you win away, you win a race with it, and it's always great to be able to give them their shout out. But even still, I mean, we've got what 10 or so races, maybe even more than that, 15 races left in the season. I think you'll win at least one more of them. So.
I hope so. That's a long stretch to go without winning again. I gotta try to win that championship. Gotta defend it. But it just all depends on the week. Sometimes you get lucky, and sometimes you just don't have any luck at all. But it just all depends on how that week goes, and you just gotta try to stay in front of the trouble.
That's the way it works. Ladies and gentlemen, your race winner, Tristan Bailey. Tristan, we'll see you next week, my friend.
Thank you.
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick look at our race results, official race results. Your race winner is going to be Tristan Bailey. Second place, Tyler Burton. Third place, Christopher Howell. Fourth place, Dwayne Furtick. And fifth, you've got Anthony Ludi. Sixth is Adam Boughton. Evan Marlowe in seventh. Ryan McCall in eighth. John Osborne in ninth. Doug DeNice rounding out the top 10. Michael Carter's in 11th. Robert Roth in 12th. Kent Mueller in 13th. Randy Meeks 15th. Ethan Brooks in 15th. Pretty sure I said 15th twice, but 16th was Douglas King. 17th, Pete Walsh. 18th is Gary Nash. Brian King in 19th. Christopher Roth in 20th. We went a total of 110 laps, 200 miles, 220 miles. Hard charger of the night, Anthony Ludi, completed the race up 5 positions from where he started. Most laps led, Tristan Bailey, 99 of 110 laps led. Tyler Burton's got your fastest lap with a 38.458. Your pole position winner, Kent Mueller, unfortunately finishing 13th. We've only had 2 cautions for a total of 6 laps, 9 different green flag lead changes with 5 different leaders. Gary, what are your feelings after what we have just witnessed, this dominating performance by Tristan Bailey?
I mean, Tristan just put a whooping on the field again tonight. Total domination, leading all but 11 laps of this thing. Great racing overall throughout the field. I mean, we saw it all night long, and great finish for that last podium spot between Christopher and Dwayne. Hopefully there are no hard feelings there moving forward, but great racing overall, and can't wait for next week.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can't get mad over some door banging, right? Rubbin's racing. I think it was a clean finish with all the door banging, and I agree with you. Amazing run by Christopher Howell to get that late race pass for third. Next week should be another interesting race as we go into week number 9 of the in-season Eliminator Challenge. I believe it's going to be race number 19 at North Wilkesboro Speedway here in the lovely, great state of North Carolina. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Joe Manella. Join with me, Gary Wells, and we will see y'all next week at North Wilkesboro.